family to the post-match podcast of Paris Saint-Germain versus Seattle Sounders. You know what? In the review, I didn't even look at the lineup and so on, so I thought might as well look at that. But yeah, hopefully everyone's doing good. Yeah, Paris Saint-Germain. For the few people living under a rock that don't know, obviously finished first in the group. There we go. And we will know who our opponent will be in like 5 hours ish. That's when the games finishes. And here it is. Paris Saint-Germain, both like look at this group, man. Seattle Sounders just here for the vibes. But yeah. Let's go into the game. Like once again, there's so little to talk about here. Nuno, Pacho, Marquinhos, Hakimi got the highest rating. Neves. Strictly for a yellow card, you get minus that, and obviously got subbed out. Maybe Ray. We saw Mayula as a false nine. We've seen him operate in similar zones. But yeah, obviously. The more experimenting needs to be done. We have to see him more until we can say no, this doesn't work or anything. But we can see this is something Lucha's thought about. I think when it comes to the false nine position, after the number 6 is the most important position in Luis Enrique's system, and it's very hard to play. But him trusting Mayulo already to play there. I think he could potentially be better than I don't know. It's like Due as a false nine works, but being a false nine means playing simple, playing basic, which Dembele is very good at doing. Whereas Due, especially with him being younger, he wants to like express himself and everything. Then you want him more on the wing, like a Yamal. Dembele used to be like that at a younger age. Dembele can still do that. But Dembele can basically play both. He can play the simple game as a false nine, where it's more about being decisive, scoring the goal, making easy passes here and there. Whilst, yeah, he's not playing them. Allez, Paris. Leave false nine? I mean, we tried that in the beginning of the season. Well, he played false nine versus Arsenal. He's played false nine some other games. I think one issue with Kangli, he has no pace. And that was maybe seen sometimes with Mayulo this game as well. Like, the front man needs to have pace, both for pressing, making runs, and all of that. But he obviously has the playmaking. He has good shooting, but I don't know. I think Kangli is the athleticism that like goes against him when it comes to potentially playing the false nine position. But no, it's very good that Luis Enrique is always trying new stuff out, and something that both me and Tosin have talked about a lot is this season. Even before winning the Champions League, we said if Paris Saint-Germain win the Champions League, if Luis Enrique wins the Champions League, he will experiment a lot more next season. So far in the Club World Cup, there hasn't been that much experimentation because it's a small tournament. We want to win it. But next season, we're going to see more like Mayulu false nine, and more different stuff. There was obviously one game I remember Nuno Mendes played in midfield. Like he usually starts as the left back. In this game, for example, Fabian Ruiz was dropping to this position and Nuno was pushing in here. But I remember there was one game, I don't remember which one, it was a league game away, I think. And Nuno played in midfield in that game. So, but yeah, I think we'll see way more experimenting. But I'm very happy Hakimi. I calculated it. He has 25 GA this season. Let me see. What is Trent's best GA season? Because then we can cook Trent and prop Hakimi at the same time. Do one of these. All right. This one has 16, 19, 23. What was that? 2022. Since the Newcastle game, I truly believe we could not get grouped ever. Yeah, because we were so close there. I just had like insane belief in this team. Maybe delusion, maybe copium. But yeah, no, I was never fearing grouped. But I was ready to get a second place though. Not that I wanted it, but I was prepared for that. Trent best season 23 GA. Hakimi. No. Hakimi 25 GA. Um, is for me Trent like he's such an overrated player. Okay, not such an, but he's overrated. Like he gets this generational stuff. I understand. He has absolutely insane passing ability, and we haven't seen a right back do that. We haven't seen a right back, a defender. We've seen many fullbacks have great passing, but we haven't seen, as Trent and how he was pushing up and so on. But that's it. Like we don't talk about Trent's performances, especially in big games when he costs his team. Like in my opinion, Ashraf Hakimi is already a better running back, and this is not PSG just won the UCL. No, it's Hakimi has been extremely consistent. Why he had 2 great years at Dortmund, 2 great years at Inter, 2 good years at PSG his first 2 years, and these other two have been absolutely insane. What's up? Should have scored 4, but I would take the win. The Billies come back next game, right? Yeah. So yeah, I agree. We should have scored 4. And then Billy, he's been training with the squad collectively, so everyone expected him to at least be in the squad this game, maybe coming on at the end. But they chose just to give him extra rest. And you have to think about it. Next game, we play either Saturday or Sunday. I remember because I checked for both first place and second place because I didn't know where we were gonna finish. Let's actually see, when do we play our next game? Sunday, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. on Sunday we play versus either Palmeiras or into Miami. So what? Dembele has a 6 day rest. I could see him even start this game, but he'll probably come off the bench knowing Lucho did the same Arsenal and City. Off the ball was better. On the ball, eh? Yeah, I mean, what usually happened, Romain, is we got the ball, we were a bit quick, but then he slowed down. It was too much passing, and then Seattle got in their block, and then we just Lucha U-shaped it all the time. So I have to be a little bit quicker. But I feel like the intensity today, Roman. I felt it with Luis Enrique games. He tells the players today we play with 70% intensity. We save it for other games. I feel like Lee doesn't provide much, although I still don't expect much from backups. Lee's a player I expect a lot from. He just isn't performing. Unfortunately, I think he's gonna need to go. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I don't think he's impactful enough. And yes, there's a lot of tough competition at PSG, but Kangili has received many chances for Paris Saint-Germain to cement himself, and he hasn't been able to do so. And he isn't even that impactful off the bench. That's at least one positive thing with Gonzalo Ramos. He's very positive off the bench, like extremely positive. But yeah, I think we should end it. But the thing with Kangili is if he stays, I'm not gonna be mad. There's some players if we keep another year, we're like, yo, this guy is garbage. No, Kangili, I would still not be mad. He would still have value and so on. Yeah. Facts. It'd be like this thing. Someone said like Nuno about Messi, but I don't. I think Messi play. I haven't watched the Inter Miami game, but I think Messi plays like much more centrally than on the right. We'll check. We'll check only these two Club World Cup games. Look at these satanic man. Man, Messi's actually so good. Uh, okay, so you see in this Porto game, yeah, exactly. So this Allende dude, he's the one holding the width, I'm guessing. So Messi has like a free role. Yeah. You see, even centrally here. So like Messi will be mostly between Vitinha and our like center backs in that area. So no, Vitinha, man. And remember what Messi said to Vitinha in training. Like, don't kick me, you will hurt me or something. To be in the central areas. Now we gotta cook him, man. Yes, sir. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. No, it's just not a priority to remove. It's just not a priority. But the idea is to get rid of him. Oh, he's going to Marseille. Wait, what? Are you just asking that question? Yeah, I think Muskin would be good. Yeah, no, I think he could be like the best striker they've had. Just like Gignac. We've already seen him in the league as well. So yeah, I think that would be. Well, I mean, I don't care that much about Moiskin, but I know there are a lot of PSG fans that always keep reminiscing about Moiskin. So they'll be very hurt. What's up, Serge? You think you'll beat Real Madrid? I mean, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern, Botafogo. Okay, not Botafogo, but give me any team and we beat them. I don't know what's his dad said. I haven't seen that. 100%. 100%. And these 2 years, neither Kangili nor PSG will see as two bad years. So Kangili got a bunch of trophies, played for PSG, played with all of these great players. So he's taking a lot of experience from here. 100%. 100%. But that would be good. Okay, 50 million. Okay. Okay. Yo, what's up, Bana? Mm, Bring Kane. Mm, I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't push for it. Now, I'm actually planning to do a video going in depth into that Champions League final. Not like tactics or the goals, but and a bit of the Champions League campaign. So people just understand how beautiful it was. Compare it to like previous teams, maybe previous winners. 'Cause this PSG winning UCL side is, I mean, in my opinion, like a top 10, potentially top five side. If we win the Club World Cup now, I mean, we could have the greatest individual year slash season of all time. What, Mbappe? No, I haven't seen it. No, no, I've not seen it. Yeah, I see Mbappe. Yeah, it looks a bit depressed. Where can I find the Madrigos? Yo, crabs on a friend. Appreciate it. Well, where is it that you enjoy about the channel? Real Madrid. Just finished the game and found out we topped the group. Merci Grizo. Also, we need Hakimi back up now. Yeah. Now I was watching Sudo, because both games were played at the same time. So I was watching it next. And a beautiful goal from Griezmann. It could have potentially been his 200th goal for Atletico Madrid, if not like 201st, if he scored in the previous game versus Seattle Sounders. Yeah, we topped the group. So no, today was a great day. Like us topping the group, in my opinion, was better than the game that I watched. Um, Hakimi backup pseudo. Unfortunately, there will be no Hakimi backup. There will be no Hakimi backup. At least from what I'm reading from the reports. Even last season, the only thing that came out was that we wanted Gertruida because Gertruida is a right-footed center back, which is also what we want. But he can also play right back. So if we find that kind of a profile player, we could go for him, and then he could play instead of Hakimi. If not, Hakimi will play most of the games, and then sometimes we'll do the Warren, um, Joao Neves right back shift, and he will be gone for Afcon as well. Let me see Afcon time. Afcon is from 21st of December until 18th of January. It's gonna be Afcon. Obviously, in France we do have a small break, but then so we'll have the Trophée du Champion final at least, which will be versus Marseille. So it will be a huge game. And they potentially have added the semifinal. So two games there he's gonna miss. I don't think he's gonna miss any UCL game though. But oh wait, PSG City. That was our first UCL game. 22nd of January. And Morocco are probably gonna make a deep run. 18th if they win it, then a bunch of celebration. He's not gonna be ready for this game. But Lucho will probably play him, knowing Lucho. Last season, play high on Zerbit, made for pitch system. I think it's look for me when I heard 50-55 million, I was like, yo, this feels like a bit too much. But all right, let's go for it. But when I started hearing Bournemouth 170-80, no, it's definitely overpriced. No, 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 no. No, I don't think so. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Step by step. But I mean, you've been here for a lot of the journey, so nice. It's cool. I don't know. I'm less decentivized to the numbers nowadays. Not because I'm less grateful. No, I'm always as grateful. It just, when you see certain numbers at the end, you don't get as hyped by them. But I'm extremely grateful, man. All this hard work and time and energy I put in, and now I'm just vibing. No, maybe. I mean, it's like different. Mbappe wants this ice cold ego. Yamal wants this cool ego. It's a bit different. Like Yamal wants to be the cool kid. Mbappe doesn't even want to be the cool kid. Mbappe wants to be seen as the ice cold kid. It's different type of egos. I don't think the only thing I know of is that I can see when people subscribe to me, but no, I don't think I can see that. No. Yeah, that would probably do it. Maybe. For the people that don't know, I will be traveling to Algeria soon between the 3rd of July until the 21st of July. Um, so maybe there, just randomly an intern chill or anything. There will be more random content, I guess. Less planned, less scheduled content. Hopefully, there will be some talking points when I'm there. Obviously, that will be the end of the Club World Cup. So if we go into the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final, I've been in Algeria. I'll be here for the round of 16 game though. All the other games I'm going to be in Algeria. So maybe when I'm there, it's going to be more sporadic, random content, which could include an intern chill or whatever I do there. I still don't know what I will do there. I'm planning some small stuff, but I'm more thinking when I go there, I'll do stuff. Yo, let's go, man. I would love to. I would love to. At the moment, it's summer. I'm usually outside with my friends. When Paris Saint-Germain play, I watch Paris Saint-Germain. It's my job. But when it comes to other teams, I, I don't really care. But I don't know. I haven't planned anything on Thursday yet, I think. So if I'm not gonna be here, if I'm not gonna be with my friends, I will come and have that live stream. I just need to send the link here. Uh, I don't know. It just that the biggest reason for it, Arian, is Back in the day, especially when it came to Int and chill area, I worked way less. I uploaded, I think, only barely a video every single day. Sometimes not even a short. I didn't have as many live streams. I didn't have as much content on other football teams and so on. Aaron, I didn't do Madrid watch-alongs and Barca watch-alongs and Barca videos and Madrid videos and all of that. So now I'm just working way much more, which means that those videos go out. Next season I'm thinking of a lot of big stuff, but a lot of stuff that will also give me more time. So maybe they come back. I would say also one big thing, Arian, is if I can move out as soon as possible. I think that maybe. Well, at the moment, no, it's not part of my plans. It's not part of my schedule. Um, and I'm not even as home as much. When we used to play like FIFA streams, it was mostly during the winter and so on, and then I was mostly at home, so it was more convenient. We'll do, man. We'll do. I will try to enjoy my vacation as much as possible. Take a risk, obviously. Um, Mostly a mental risk, but I'll still work there, obviously. Yeah, cheeky. It is. I mean, look, that's the thing with pro clubs. Pro clubs can never be dead. If maybe if no one is playing, maybe then it becomes dead. Like Ultimate Team, all of those, maybe even career mode, because maybe you want updated squads or something, you can get dead. But like pro clubs never gets dead. Wait, what? What is it? A ceasefire from Israel then?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Yo, we got some huge news, man.
What's happening?
Iran Israel ceasefire goes into effect in 6 hours. I don't know what to say. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But the thing is, though, like Israel does not want this. This is a compensation on their part, and this is not going to end. Now that they've started, it's not going to end. Like they will not shoot at each other for a certain while. That is true. Hakim has probably scored in the Coupe de France as well. He did not score in the Trophée du Champion, but did he score in the Coupe de France? He did. He scored. Yeah, he obviously did in the final versus Stade de Rennes. That could be a good tweet. He's a right back. But yeah, DJ, who would you want to face? Would you rather face Inter Miami or Palmeiras?
Into Miami, definitely. Bro, watching Neves clamp Messi, man. Come on. That hit like crack.
Yeah, because I've seen, Messi now, he basically only plays as a false nine in the central positions. So it'd be like
Yeah,
Vitinha, but he's more right sided. And Neves usually plays on our right side. So it's going to
so
be more like Fabian, Vitinha. And then
run.
obviously to like
Oh, if he gets in a 1v1 duel with Nuno or Pacho, oh my god, I'm gonna be licking my
no,
lips,
I
man.
think Nuno will be on this 21 dude, I think. But
Oh,
Messi sometimes does go to the left. But yeah,
oh fine.
Pacho just won. Give him a South American nudge.
Woo! But just hit him with a nice little elbow, like on a corner as well. When the ref's not watching, just look like you're trying to jump and just hit him with quick jab. Be like, then you look
No,
around,
what
make
I
sure
want.
you look confused.
Let's see, hand on head. You know what? When Messi does this, I'm gonna do a tricky edit here. But after the group stage now, 3 games, 2 wins, 1 defeat. 6 goals scored, 1 goal conceded. What were your like expectations going into? Would you
The
say
group
this is
stage,
good?
yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, so obviously the Botafogo game was very disappointing. Atletico game was they overachieved, overperformed compared to my expectations.
Yeah,
Um, and then today was a bit dull. I think Seattle played better than I expected, but I was a little bit disappointed with performance. Like overall, I'd say like I'm not disappointed, but I'm like, yeah, it's okay. That's the
yeah,
vibe I
yeah.
feel.
Yeah, this is not a game we're gonna remember or look back at.
Yeah,
But do you think if like these games came in a different order, it would feel even better? So if we first lost to Botafogo, then beat Seattle, and then beat Atletico 4-0, and then we go into the knockout stages.
yeah, maybe actually, maybe.
Like, do you feel there's a difference between those two scenarios?
Uh, yeah, I suppose like obviously facing two weaker, quote unquote, weaker teams to start off, and then having no, weaker isn't right, but like playing Seattle, that's 3 points, that's easy 3 points, and then
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
Atleti, knowing what we know now, if we can assume that was a win, then you go into the Botafogo game saying, okay, just draw and we're okay. So I
yeah.
think it would have obviously made some sort of a difference. Yeah.
I've how many like have you watched other teams?
In
Like
the
I
Club
want to
World
say
Cup.
like yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh god, no, I don't think I have actually. I think I've only watched the PSG games, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't think I've watched any other games. No. Did you see anything from the City game last night?
No, 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 no.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I was looking at their formation. I think it was just quite interesting the shape that they were using. Obviously, it's only like the team sheet, but we don't know how they actually played.
Was it like the 4-2-3-1, and then like one of the pivots goes up, and then it's a
No, they
fullback that
were
goes into the pivot?
no. So again, it's only on the team sheet. I don't know what the heat map and the position map looks like, but it was a three, basically like a three, two wing backs, one one player at the base, two eights, and then two strikers up front. Like it's basically 3-5-2, but like a really attacking
Yeah.
3-5-2. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. But isn't that basically what Pep used to do when they won the UCL? No.
Uh no, that was a bit more of like a 3-4-1. No, 3-2-4-1 with two like heavy possession wingers in Bernardo Silva and Grealish on both wings, and then just like more control. Whereas I think with
Mm-mm-mm.
the shape that they had yesterday, it just looked a bit more attacking. That's what stood out to me more than anything else. And Gvardio, he's gonna get forward. He doesn't care. He does not give a shit. He's gonna get forward as well. So him playing that right center back is like he's still trying to get, trying to creep forward when possible.
Yeah. Like, what did you feel was the biggest reason City weren't that good last season?
I think it's
Like,
a
did they
combination of
take
a bunch
less
of
risks?
definitely they definitely did, yeah. But I think that's Pep being conservative because he didn't trust the defense and he didn't trust the
Okay.
midfield. But I think it's just a combination of a bunch of little things that all sort of came together to just have a shit season.
Like the Rodri injury.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe KDB being cooked.
The KDB being cooked, yep. Haaland having like a poor season for his standards at least, and then obviously
Yeah.
Haaland getting injured as well. Foden forgetting how to play football. Gundogan being Gundogan, like I said, Rodri injury, defensive injuries, Edison Bozo moments. Just you
Yeah.
can just keep going on. Like that's the thing. Just keep listing the reason why they're shit.
So, like, yeah, what would be your like top three for the Premier League next season?
Uh, yeah, Liverpool, Arsenal, obviously, and then I think the third. I think it's definitely up for grabs. I'd lean City because I don't know how many other teams are actually going to be good, but I think I think his team could do something. I'm a big fan of Thomas Frank, but I think it's definitely that third place is definitely up for grabs for a lot of teams. I think.
No, because I think it's City, Liverpool,
Okay,
and then it's Arsenal and Chelsea to battle out for that third.
I forgot about Chelsea. Yeah, I did forget about Chelsea. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting though. And I suppose it depends on what gets done, like what the window looks like for Arsenal. But I think if you told me to pick today, I would predict Arsenal finishing above City next season.
What would you say, Junior?
In the Prem, who finishes higher? Like my rankings.
Yeah, yeah.
Junior, by the way, I think you one of your other mix is microphone is connected. Like we hear you way like differently.
Okay.
No, 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 no. Okay, it's basically impossible for both Inter Miami and Palmeiras to get knocked out. Like the weirdest thing has to happen. I think El Ahly because they drew to Inter Miami, so they have the same head to head. Like Messi's team would need to lose by a bunch of goals. El Ahly are -2, Inter Miami are 1. So Al Ahly had have to win their game by a good margin, and Miami have to lose by like 2-0, 2 goals or something. It's not happening.
Can you guys hear me now, or is it still
The
sounding?
Zabarni stuff, yeah, no, 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 Junior. It's still
Oh, okay. Well, let me. I want to. I'll listen to your stream on YouTube to see what the issue is.
yeah, but DJ, for me, I trump already City ahead of Arsenal.
Okay, yeah, that's
City
fair.
just had
That's
their
fair.
bounce back season. Arsenal, it's like the project. It was going up and up, and then it stayed. And I felt last season, DJ felt like a backward step from the previous
Mm,
season. Obviously, you will have your players fit and so on, but even
right.
transfer
That's the
wise,
thing, though.
like I know you
I
haven't
feel like,
completed it, but
yeah.
Cisco for like 80 million, Cisco DJ, we can all agree is a great talent.
Hmm.
Uh, that's not what Arsenal need. Arsenal DJ, they need like a Kvara signing, a Dembele signing, someone that will
Yeah.
come immediately, perform, in the big games, get you the
But
GA and so on.
I think that's what Arsenal need to go win the league. But I think to be better than City, I think it's just about having everyone that was there last season just be healthy. I think uh player X, we'll call the left winger player X. Player X, Havertz, Saka front line. I think that we know that that's a productive attack. And then we know the midfield. If Odegaard just remembers how to play football to 80% of the level that he had before, and then you have Zubi at DM, and then like Rice, Marino rotating, doing
Yeah.
what they do. I think that's a strong midfield, and then we know the defense is strong. So I think if you have the foundations defensively, you have competent attack to have us just to be decent. I think there's something there, that foundation to build on. Whereas City, I think City are still very much trying to figure things out. And I wouldn't be surprised if City start slowly next season as well. And you get to like January before they actually have things clicking.
Okay, I got a thought in my head, and
Yeah.
we'll take a look if it's true then or not.
Can you guys hear me now, or is it still sounding
Yes, Junior.
weird?
Perfect.
It's better
Okay.
now. Yeah, it's better now.
So what I wanted to check was just the point tally. So Arsenal had 74 this season.
Mm-hmm.
Previous season they had 89,
89, 84, I think previously. Yeah.
and City had 71 and 91. Like basically, DJ, both of them went down. Like look at the points. Like City are not didn't finish that far apart. Like they recovered really well. I don't know if I can see maybe on who scored a table of only like 2025. 'Cause that's when City recovered, right?
Yeah, they were a lot better in 2025.
But I know Chelsea, Arsenal. You guys were better in the opposite, right? You were better in 2024.
Say that again, sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
You were better in 2024, Arsenal.
Uh no, I think no, I don't know what the numbers say, but I feel like it was pretty even 2025 to 2024
Okay,
performance.
so here is the 2025 table.
So City
One
got
point
more.
Okay,
of the season.
38 points. 20.
and
Yeah.
City were first. And they've just
Wait, what?
added Turkey, Rangers, Ait Nori.
Oh, okay. 2025. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I thought.
So
Yeah. Okay.
that's why I already got City. Like they already look good, and I think just they're just gonna bounce back. Rodri back as well. There's basically
Yep.
four good signings they have. So
That is
what do you
true.
think? What do you think Arsenal? What Gabriel Havertz, Sesko Zubimendi?
No, you don't even
It's tricky.
count
It's a bit
Cesco.
tricky.
I just think a healthy team, like getting Havertz back healthy, getting Ben White back healthy, and then like having not only the sort of depth, because obviously like if your starters get injured, depth players become starters. So like someone like Lewis Kelly having to play as much as he did, you don't really want that. So having the depth get stronger, and then now having the what do you call it, the starters back healthy, I think that just makes the whole team stronger, you know.
Okay.
And then obviously question mark at left wing because I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so what were you gonna say, Juno? Who do you think is gonna be your top three?
Next year. It's tough because on the one hand, Liverpool could go and do it again. They've only gotten stronger, right? And they've kept this a similar core, but they're also an older team.
Lost Trent,
Um, yeah. Uh, Arsenal again, they've been able to keep their core again. But I think that for me, Arsenal is the thing of I don't know. I said it before. I think the manager potentially could be holding you guys back with Arteta. And then City, I guess you could argue they've got a history. They've done it before, and this is their quote unquote worst season. But even the worst season, they're still finishing close to Arsenal. But the thing is with them is that they've really done an overhaul. Like you look, they've gotten Marmoush, they've gotten Cherky, they've gotten Johnny Reinders, Ain't Nudi. That's a big, massive overhaul, and I mean, it's not every single team that's able to, off the back of that, still go and perform and be just as good as we were before. Like we saw PSG last year, especially at the beginning of last season, where we weren't nearly as strong. We drew our first games, lost to Nice at home as well. It took us a while to get going. Obviously, in that case, you can make the case that that was Enrique's first season as well. So there's also the fact that he's having to adjust to a new manager, whereas City, Pep's been there for a while. But I also think that, like, if, for example, City were to not start the season off as strongly, it's a lot more punishing in the Premier League than in Ligue 1, where we can, make up a, 6-point gap over the course of the season. So I really don't know. I think City can do it. I think next year's Premier League is going to be really tight, at least as it's shaping right now. And also, it's also going to depend heavily on transfers, potential future transfers that are made as well. But I'll have City as my favorites. I think it's been tight between Arsenal and Liverpool, so you can have whichever one you want, 2 and 3, and then Chelsea 4 maybe, and then Spurs 5. Let's see.
What have Spurs done apart from the new manager?
They've signed Matistel like officially for good, so they triggered his loan. Apart from that, that's all I've heard thus far. I haven't really been looking at the transfers for Spurs recently. But that's it for right now. I think with Spurs is just trying to keep your squad healthy. That's the biggest thing, and also going to be seeing like Thomas Frank, the different ideals, different style of play. I'll have to wait and see. And also, it's going to be different for them because, well, I mean, they sort of had it last year, but also balancing having to play the season and also with Europe as well. And Champions League football as well with that. So
You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited. But do you guys know because if I'm not mistaken, had Atleti scored another goal, because I was constantly hearing that Atleti needed to win by 3 to qualify. But if they'd scored another goal, like, because the tiebreaker was number 1, like the game against the head-to-head, then it was head-to-head goal difference. Then it was head-to-head goal scored. So if they'd scored another goal, they would have had both of them would have Botafogo would have conceded 3, scored 3. Atletico would have scored 5, conceded 5, and then the next tiebreaker would have been goal scored. So wouldn't have Atleti gone through?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, because I was
a lot of people in the chat was saying 2 and 3, and I said no. Atletico just need one more.
Yeah,
like when they were 1-0 up.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's just funny how all those people, Every time, because I was mocking, the Chelsea fans or Chelsea for losing to Flamengo. And people say, oh, you still lost to Botafogo, Botafogo. Listen, at the end of the day, a Thanos quote, dread it, run from it. Destiny is all the same. Listen, it doesn't matter that we lost. We're still first. We're still first. We're still first. People can get mad, all this, that, and the other. We're still first. We're still first. And we're still, I think that today, especially, I don't think that we even played more, like gave more than like 75% of ourselves. And we still weren't playing with our best player. Like, obviously, it was our best squad, bar, Sani Mayulu at number 9. But apart from that, we didn't really force anything. I thought Seattle pressed us really intensely in the first 10 minutes or so. But after that, it was, the game went as expected. And we could have had a third if it wasn't for that, crazy goal line clearance as well. But a solid performance from today. Nothing, crazy. Well, we move on.
Yeah, it was just like a get the job done.
Get the job done. We
injury.
move forward. Yeah. But but I was looking for the Group A, that group. That's interesting. I didn't realize that Inter Miami are in a really, really good position to qualify through at least.
Yeah, they're basically through.
Because even if
Like Porto can't leapfrog them, that's
Yeah.
impossible because Inter Miami got better head to head. And then Al Ahly, I think Al Ahly need to win like 2-0 and Inter Miami need to lose by 2 goals. Or maybe Al Ahly win by 2 goals and Inter Miami lose by 1 goal. Because they have the same head to head,
Mhm.
same points, and then it would go to goals scored, and Al Ahly would have more.
So everything is theoretically still in it. It's really difficult for Inter Miami is a great position. So we could we could have a Messi versus PSG in Atlanta in front of 70,000. Dang. Okay.
Yo, look at this majestic edit I just made. You know where the pick is from, right?
Was that?
This legendary A2 game.
Oh. Dang. Oh, I think. Can you change the int? I think typically the
Is
their
it
thing
Mia?
is MIA. Yeah. Yeah, another cheeky win.
Yeah, and we're probably gonna face them. Like, I think it's gonna be a draw in that game.
The thing I actually don't hope for is please do not give no free kicks, no free kicks, because I could feel a Messi no free kicks, no nothing. Because even if we could like smack them, if Messi scores free kick, they're gonna try to salvage something. No nonsense.
The thing with Messi though, when we faced him, he hasn't been that good versus us. Like even when all the time we're facing the UCL Junior, it was Neymar. Neymar for Barca killed us all the time, every single time. Messi didn't, and I would try.
Well,
to find his matches.
2013, you remember when he was injured? He came back, he scored to
No,
equalize.
I think it was only assists.
It was only an assist. Oh, okay. No, but I remember there was a crazy. Remember, there's a crazy outside of the boot pass by Dani Alves. He scored that one.
Let me see stats by club. Did you watch this game?
No, I saw the highlights afterwards. I didn't watch it live. It was like I don't know when it was. I watched the highlights, but I didn't watch it live. No.
Okay, so Messi's played us 10 times. Scored 6 and 1 assist.
That's still pretty decent, I gotta say.
He's won 3 times, drawn 3 times, and lost 3 times.
A pretty neutral record then.
But I know that the game is going to be tough. It's not going to be like a 5-0 PSG humiliates Messi.
I hope it is, but
And then 1 year later, he wins the World Cup.
yeah, I mean, listen, I love Messi. I think Messi's the GOAT, but no, we need to, especially the moaning, complaining after he left PSG. Oh, it was, it was hell over there. No, we need to smack him. We need to smack him. Because I know if we lose to them, it's also gonna be. If we lose to them, it's also gonna be all the dogmalistas out there.
Pushing. That's the thing, Junior. Barca. We know Barca is not in the tournament. But Barca fans do have a team in this
Yeah,
tournament.
Barca. There you have it.
All of them are like Inter Miami fans.
Even though I don't like, I mean, maybe this is a harsh. I don't think Messi. Like, I don't. The love that Barca fans have for Messi isn't reciprocated from Messi to Barca. Like, Messi. Like, I'm not saying that he doesn't like Barca or anything, but you go and you think like, ever since he's left, he's not. At least I mean, obviously he's already pretty quiet on social media and whatnot, but you don't see him, posting watching Barca games, talking about Barca a lot of times. He's just like, just does this thing in Miami.
Don't you think that's just who he is, like personality wise?
Potentially, yeah.
Like-
But like, even for like, do you think, for example, when they unveil the new Camp Nou, do you think Messi's gonna go there? Do you think he's gonna be there?
Now I read it was some recent big presentation they had, and he missed it as well. But I mean, some reports say that it's because of his like he really hates Laporta. But no, I do agree that Messi, for the stature. I mean, Messi at Barca, Junior. When you think of a player and a legend, isn't Messi Barca the first one that pops in your head?
Yeah, I think he certainly is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
So he should have like a stronger like relationship with him.
but I think well, like, because you think he came through La Masia as well. Like, I see a similar thing with Lamine Yamal. Like, I'm not denying the fact that he loves Barca, so on and so forth. But like, for example, we're like, even you only think when like things were going a bit worse for Barca, there were links that he could go to City. Obviously, came to PSG as well. Like, I don't see him as like a ride or die. Like, if things go really south, like, obviously, okay, he wasn't there when they were in the Europa League, but like, if Barca go into like have 2 years, have a banter era, I don't think that Lamine Yamal stays at Barca. I think he could want to go and leave.
I mean, that's what I mean. Messi did that after a bit of a long period, but the season before we got him, he handed in a transfer request. In his contract, he had a clause that let him leave if he wanted to.
Yeah,
But
so
Barca held a gun to his head and said, "No, Messi, you gotta stay." And then he left. So no, he thought about it, but like at the end. But I still think he's way more loyal than Yamal. I think Yamal. It's not even about bad period, Junior. I think the people that jump from relationship to relationship is because of
Mhm.
that. They want that fire
That
that
fire.
you got in the beginning.
I mean,
I think Yamal, he's playing at Barca as long as that fire is there. If he sees that fire is gone, maybe it's because he's won 2 UCLs with Barca already, or maybe it's because he's been like Mbappe. He's been there for a while. Let me try something new.
yeah, but
I
I guess
think Yamal,
I think the
he could
difference.
even leave at a good point. Like
but the
Barca
thing-
could be good, and he would still leave, just like
Sure,
Neymar.
I just feel like the difference with him is that, like, with all those, like, Mbappe, is the fact that, number one, he was in, for all the counting, he was in League Iron, was playing with PSG, and also Mbappe, his dream club was Real Madrid. I mean, unless Yamal is a secret, has a secret other club that he admires. I don't see him. I think he's a Barca. Barca is his number one. And unless it's like to go and challenge himself, maybe in the Prem somewhere, that's the only place I could like even is with that. But I think like if Barca things go south or somebody else comes and sort of steals a spotlight, potentially I could go and see that he could leave. That's it though.
Do you think this game would decide Ballon d'Or?
I mean, the thing is, I actually like if actually I wouldn't be surprised if Messi were to win. Let's see, like some miracle, they would have win the Club World Cup. He would probably actually
No, give him the Ballon d'Or.
They'd probably give him the Ballon d'Or. Yeah. Imagine. That's why I was looking a bit disappointed that Dembele wasn't in the team sheet. Even though I sort of predicted this beforehand, but I said, like no point in forcing it. But we need a Dembele masterclass. We need a Dembele masterclass.
And I want him to start this game. But he's not
Hopefully.
going to start. No, because look, he's trained collectively with the team for a couple of days now. And we're going to play on Sunday.
Yeah.
So what, 6 days extra rest? Where's it going to be played?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. That's down right?
No, it's in like the middle, like down sort of south, yeah. So near like
So like you
north.
go and then you go a bit like left up.
Yeah, left up from Florida.
Okay. So I could see Dembele like Junior. If this was any other club, Dembele would probably start. But we've seen Dembele coming off an injury, and then a big game coming up. Lucho doesn't care. We saw that versus City. That was a huge game. We needed Dembele, but Lucho's like, I'm gonna trust in this team,
Yeah,
and then we'll
Arsenal
bring
as
him on if
well.
needed. And then Arsenal. as well.
Arsenal second leg.
So-
yeah,
I hope I get surprised by Dembele starting, but and he needs to start, especially with Messi being on the. This game will be so watched. I think the stadium will be.
it's
Will
gonna
be
be packed.
packed
It's gonna be
field as well.
packed.
Do you know how much attendance we had?
70,000. Oh, today 55 or 50,000.
50. No, FUMOB is not that accurate. Maybe 50. Give us 55. And how much has Lumen Field?
The capacity of probably like 70, if I had to guess.
Yeah, 68. Okay.
68.
No, we've done really good numbers. I mean, all of the numbers we've had is more than the Parc des Princes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think the attendances for the PSG games have been. I mean, obviously we hold the highest attendance thus far, 80,000 at the Rose Bowl for the PSG Athletic
sir.
game. The second game against Botafogo that was also 50,000 plus, and then this game as well, 50,000 plus. So I mean, PSG people
The
going
other
insane.
team had 50. So Inter Miami, this is only for match week 1, but Inter Miami had 60. Boca Junior Benfica 55. Madrid 62. So not many teams have been able to break the 50 mark.
Yeah. Interesting.
Let's see what else I've
Interesting.
booked marked. Yeah, this was some Ballon d'Or ranking by TNT Sport. They have Vitinha first. I didn't understand it.
What I will say, we okay, PSG. We also need to, like, obviously we love VT and so on and so forth, but we can't make the same mistake Madrid did. We need to put one guy,
Yeah.
Dembele, just Dembele. We love Vitinha. Hopefully, we can get a cheeky, podium, Vitinha, Hakimi, Dembouz, but we need to push on one guy
100%.
because I'm sure you saw that the 4-3-3. Like the Yamal, it's getting worse. Oh my gosh, man! Like you saw what they said about his trip in Brazil. He said
So that
obrigado.
thank you?
He said obrigado. Yeah, to the wait.
Yeah. Just 17.
No.
They're not even hiding it anymore.
Not-
They're
yeah.
not even hiding it.
Like, bro. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you might disagree. I think that this PR is worse than Bellingham last year. It's worse than Bellingham last year for me. This PR it's disgusting at this point. It's like it's not. I mean, it must be good and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, but like at least Bellingham, we can say he was going as a midfielder. He was putting crazy numbers. His team won the Champions League. So what I was discussing was Fugazi, but he won. He wasn't playing for, but he won at the end of the day. This Barca stuff, it's everything. He's 17. Like it's a trump card for everything. Because I sent you a video on Discord. You got called out by somebody on TikTok because he said like, oh, you're a PSG fan. These PSG fans are obsessed, like calling you obsessed with us like a 17 with Lamine Yamal. Like, why do you guys keep talking about him, so on and so forth? Like, first and foremost, y'all are just as obsessed as we are. Y'all are talking about Lamine Yamal as well. The same thing, like, you guys are also talking about Doué as well. Like, that specific guy, because I've been on a few of his TikTok lives. Like, after the Botafogo game, okay, PSG lost, so on and so forth, right? Barca's not in it and whatnot. He harps on the Desiree Doué performance in that game. They go, oh, this guy was crap. People comparing to, like, to force the Desiree Doué stuff as well. Like, I'm not going to go and say you're obsessed with Desiree Doué. Like, if you want to go and make content with Desiree Doué, by all means. Like, I feel like they feel like they have this, like, gatekeeping, this divine right to only be the ones to be able to talk about Lamine Yamal.
No, they always do that. Like when I slander Madrid fans say you're obsessed by Madrid. You tweet about Madrid 24/7. I said I tweet about Barca. I'm obsessed about Barca. So, it's a weak argument. It's a weak, but it's genuinely disgusting because Junior, they know there's no Barca in the Club World Cup. We need to keep him relevant somehow. First of all, Yamal has kept himself relevant, with the women's stuff, and then it's the PR. Even Fabrizio Romano. Have you seen his Facebook page?
Yeah,
I know it's not him operating it, but he's like posting like 10 Yamal pics every single day.
Bro.
Yamal eating breakfast, Yamal buying ice cream. Yamal.
Is it like a fan account, like a fake, like doing it in his name, or is it like somebody? Is it like one
No,
of those like
so it is his account, but what people say is that the Twitter account, it's Fabrizio who runs it.
yeah?
On Facebook, it's just a big account in his name that he has ownership of, but he has like someone that
Somebody else like
a
managing
moderator
it.
or something. Yeah, managing it. Yeah.
Like that. That's that where he had like the Lamine Yamal bed sheets. Like, bro, like,
No, I think that's fake.
that was okay.
I think so. That would have been way too much. I can't believe
Nah,
that.
but even 4-3-3, that is wow. Like if they gotten like because there was 3 sentences they said, oh, Lamine Yamal said obrigado. What leadership? I'm like, bro, sorry. He's only bro. If they kept the last bit, oh, by the way, he's playing with Neymar. Like, okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I'll go through. It's nice and cute, so on and so forth. But like, just forcing the 17 thing, like anything he does, when he's like good on the pitch, oh my goodness, look at how he's only 17. But then when you criticize him, like
It's just
the
17.
the unsportsmanlike behavior in that the final in the Nations League, oh, but he's only 17. Like he can't. What are you gonna? It's like, bro, I'm sorry. Like we were 17 not that long ago. If you do that in an under 17s final game, I'm sorry, that's unsportsmanlike. The fact that he's 17 doesn't change it. Like,
No. Even the recent stuff with the women, he's being manipulated. He's only 17. He shouldn't take any accountability. Basically, anything Yamal does, whether good or bad, he's 17. And
yeah,
that's
it's
why,
17.
Junior, me and you will be celebrating his birthday more than he will be celebrating it. I know then it will turn into he's only 18, and then they will do under 21, and
Yeah.
then maybe it finally goes away.
Nah,
But you
we
mentioned
need to-
before with Due, how we feel about Yamal, I think a lot of people feel about Due. Because we are honest about the PR that Due has, Junior, in the sense that
No, but I
his
think also that's just.
ability
I think that's
gets
more so even.
overhyped
Yeah.
because he's doing it at the so-called age. Like his UCL final became greater than it is because he did it at the age of 19 and became like the second youngest to score a goal, youngest to score a brace, and so on.
No, I would agree that I like, but people also do it. But what I will say, for example, is that you got no PSG fan saying that Desiree Doué should finish ahead of Lamine Yamal, for example, in the Ballon d'Or. No one's saying that. There's like, obviously there's some out there to Lulu, but no one is even saying that like, oh, no one's saying that. Oh, Desiree Doué had a better season than Lamine Yamal, so on and so forth. Like you go, for example, you go and look at like our Trophée UNFP, for example. Like we said that he probably stole the best player from Neves, and we also think like him making it first and foremost him being in the like the contention
Best
for
player.
the best player. We're saying like guys, let's be serious here, and then even him making into the best 11 was a bit touch and go. So like I feel like and this isn't just us. This is the broader PC community as a whole, and like, even when you go and you look at like the performance that he had against Botafogo, every single all the like the French like PSG fans and all that I saw were going in like, okay, obviously he's young, so on and so forth, but like they also went and criticized him like, buddy, he's doing too much, all the flicks and so on and so forth. It's cute, but do it at the right time. Like they also like criticized him when it was necessary. Like, Barca fans would have never done that with Lamine Yamal. Never. They would have said, "Oh, he's 17. He's gonna grow." It's always an excuse like that.
Yep.
Like
No,
I was.
They're so tribal. They're so I think maybe if you put two Barca fans in a room, they can critically talk about Yamal. But as soon if you enter the room, Junior, you as a PSG fan, they'll be like, no, he shouldn't. No. They just defend immediately because I don't know, they can't criticize their own player with a.
And the other issue also
someone
with this
from another club.
Yamal stuff is that like at the very least, if PSG fans are doing it, I can get it. That's why like when Barcelona do it, okay, it's disgusting. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's but like you're supporter of the club. I can get that. You're maybe a bit delusional, right? But the thing is, that even now, like I was on like a TikTok live, and I was debating, okay, why Lamine Yamal specifically in the Champions League, like why he did not get robbed of the Champions League Player of the Season. So I go in and talk about things like the fact that Dewey got more GA than him, Dewey did it in less minutes than him, in 350 less minutes than Lamine Yamal, which is equivalent to like what 3.5 games or so. And he did it against stiffer opposition. Then people go and tell me, oh, but what, big performances, what is so on and so forth, so on and so forth. Well, okay, do it in the final, do it against Liverpool, do it against Stuttgart,
Aston Villa.
do it against Aston Villa. Like, he's got big performances as well. and obviously got more GA. And then even I go and start bring up stats, so on and so forth, because we hear, oh, Lamine Yamal is some excellent creator, so on and so forth. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. In the Champions League this season, the player with the most big chances created is not Lamine Yamal. He's not second. He's not third. He's not fourth. He's not fifth. He's not even in the top 10. Desiree Doué in the Champions League this season has created more big chances than Lamine Dogmal. Bradley Barcola this season in the Champions League created more big chances than Lamine Dogmal. And as soon as I said that, then they go and say, "Oh, but these stats, what are these stats? These guys, these stats don't mean anything." Like, instead of going and saying, "Okay, yeah, he's not all that," they go and say, "Oh, these stats don't even mean anything." When I go and bring up, for example, even per 90, in like you go and you look at like the big chances created in all the top 5 European leagues, Lamine Yamal's not there. Yeah. People like Saka are there. People like Ousmane Dembele are there. People like Michael Olise, Ryan Cherki are there. Lamine Yamal's not there. Then they go and say, "Oh, big chances created aren't there." Like they always go, "Oh, but just look at the eye test." Like it's just when you go and bring up stats like, "Oh, Lamine Yamal should be one of the best creators, so on and so forth." Then they go and you say, "Oh, it doesn't count." Like they're gonna be happy to mention, "Oh, Lamine Yamal's completed the most dribbles." Nobody's putting that into question. If you want to go and say Lamine Yamal's been the best dribbler in the world, no issues. I've even said it myself. If you guys want to create a dribbler Dior, a dribbleur d'or, I will push the propaganda myself for Lamine Yamal to win it. But when we go and talk about, well, okay, you go and look at, effectiveness, chances created per 90, so on and so forth, Lamine Yamal's not there. All of a sudden, these things don't count. These things don't count. Like this Lamine Yamal propaganda is the most, like if Lamine Yamal were to win the Ballon d'Or, it'd be an insult to football. And not just to football, to logic and reasoning. To logic and reasoning.
I know, but Junior, I told you after the Nations League final, it's over. Just chill, Junior. Just chill.
No, I still have to do our
like
bit.
Yamal might even lose his second place if everything goes to correct, which is the play that I'm going for is Khvicha. Obviously, that could maybe be a bit bad for us.
Number 2.
Our votes. But Kvara, 2 goals. Atletico got heavy for Gay's goal today. I could see him potentially get club. If we win it, I think he will get player of the tournament. Because in the knockouts, when he started playing, people were questioning who's our best player. Because Kvara was so good in that knockout stage. It was still Dembele, but Kvara was like not that far away. If we win the Club World Cup, he wins player of the tournament.
No, I don't think Kvara would be in there.
And then Vitinha as well. I've seen Vitinha in so many top 3s. Like
I don't think he should be. I think for me, my top 3 currently, as things stand, I've got my rankings is number 1 Dembele, obviously. Number 2, I'd have Rafinha. Number 3 for me, Hakimi. Hakimi needs to finish in top 3. Hakimi needs to finish top 3. I had Hakimi. Then I had Vitinha. Then who did I have? I think I get it, to not, get called, a Lamal later. I had Lamine Yamal number 5. But for me, even then, I could put Nuno ahead of him, and that's not a crazy scandal. And beyond that, people like, Salah, I think for me, the thing with Kvara is that even like you go and you think, even at PSG, like it's really been towards the latter bit of his stint at PSG we've gotten, because we remember his start, like his first couple of games were okay.
No, I know people were
they were slow.
Didn't think he was on that level. They were saying, oh, maybe Dewey should start ahead of him and so on.
Yeah, and so then on top of the fact that his beginning half of the season wasn't spectacular, it's also like the consistency as well sort of does really hinder him in this case. That's why, like, it'd be
Junior. We've seen it. The big games matter. Yamal guys PR push after Inter.
True, but
it's about what you do in the big games, and Kvara was so good in the big games. Like he was. That Arsenal time, maybe he was our best player in both times.
True, but then also like let's say for example, Doué. Like I thought Doué was really good today. If like Doué pops off again and does a madness again in the knockout stages, what do you then all of a sudden like put him in the top 10?
Yeah, I think Doué is top 10
this season already. Really?
Because that final, Junior. Do I agree with how the Ballon d'Or is set? No. But now that we've won everything, Junior, we gotta be corrupt. We gotta be greedy.
Yeah, honestly, I actually agree with her statement. Honestly, I agree, because before I was, being, humble, trying to be rational, being reasonable. But ever since these Barca fans, honest. Ever since these Barca fans, they gassed, especially them going and saying, "Oh, Doué robbed it. It's recency bias." Oh, now it's recency bias. Oh, now it's recency bias.
Exactly.
Lamine Yamal got all this gas for a couple of shimmies, 22 dribbles in a game and a goal against Inter. That's where we got all that stuff going on for him. Like when I go and I go and I was debating with people going saying, okay, who had the better performance, Lamine Yamal against Inter or Desiree Doué against Inter? People going saying Lamine Yamal. I'm like, guys, game's gone. Because now all of a sudden, now people are going saying, oh yeah, but like, I hate when people go and say take the goals away from him. Take the goals away from him. What's left? It's like, I'm sorry, what if I go and say, take the dribbling away from Lamine Yamal? What's left? Like, goals are, at the end of the day, the most important stat in football is goals. Goals win you games. Okay, dribbling is obviously, I'm not saying that, stats are the only thing that should matter and whatnot, but at the end of the day, dribbling, being pretty on the eyes and so on and so forth doesn't win you a football game. You may prefer to watch that. It may be really entertaining, so on and so forth. But I'm sorry, the Ballon d'Or is it's not an entertainment award. It's not an MVP award like people are trying to make it out to be. With this, Dembele is all that influential to PSG, so on and so forth. There's the actual criteria, which is why, for example, I'm not arguing that, who's been the best player over the season, because then it depends. What's your definition of the best player? The Ballon d'Or has actual criteria that are listed there that French football has given, and people, all of these sudden, people just have not gone and read the criteria for it. People are trying to say, but yeah, Thierry Henry said he should win it, this stuff, so on and so forth. Like, okay, maybe if that's their opinion, that's fine, but I'm not sure even them, they truly know what the criteria are.
Yeah, it's just the reasoning for them winning for them that Yamal should win it compared to us is so different. For us, why Dembele should win? I mean, 49 GA this season, Ligue 1 Player of the Season, Ligue 1 top scorer, Coupe de France, Trophée du Champion, goal in the Trophée du Champion. We only won 1-0.
Integral scored in the got a goal contribution in every single phase of the knockout stages. Every single one. These only 2 games specifically where he didn't get it was the game against Brest and the game against Liverpool. Apart from that, he's decisive in every single one.
Yeah, and he was great those 2 games. Just like, Yamal's second leg Inter.
But yeah, people are going and saying it's
not
like
as good, but he was good. Yeah. Like no GA, he wasn't good. I don't know. They kind of paint Dembele as if he's like fucking Mbappe or something. He can't impact a game without scoring a goal.
Like, wasn't it the same Barca fans going and saying like, if Dembele ever had good finishing, he'd be absolutely crazy. All of a sudden now he's got the finishing. He's not all that good. Like, I was watching again like the comp that he had against Liverpool, bro. This guy, like even him in dribbling, Megan McAllister sending Robertson, back to Liverpool, so on and so forth. Like, but it is what it is.
I think even if Barca wasn't good this season, so they didn't have like a Ballon d'Or like front runner junior, I still think they would have done a lot of hate push towards Dembele. Because that's the thing, we're fighting 2 wars, Junior. We're fighting them propping Yamal.
Yeah, and the anti-Dembele PR push.
Anti-Dembele because they're Barca fans and they don't like him and so on. So it's double. That's why it's been so heated. That's why every single Barca player in De La Fuente needs to come out and say, Yamal, I think Yamal still deserves it. Yamal deserves it. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. It's so annoying. I feel the Yamal push is by far the most forced Ballon d'Or.
100%.
Right? We don't even have to answer the question of does he deserve it? Does he not deserve it? I think Lamine Yamal has been among the best players in the world, has competed for the Ballon d'Or 100%. And they always say, Junior, that many players deserve the Ballon d'Or, but one deserves it more than the others. We can even say that. But how forced is being Junior? 4-3-3, BR, football. Yamal is not even playing a game, and we see Yamal push. It's so forced. And
I'm hearing everything like aura. He's got the aura moments, like the because I posted the person that was criticizing you, talking about how you're obsessed with it. I literally, so the game, obviously, the funny thing is, so after PSG won the Champions League, he gone and made a video talking about, it's official, Ousmane Dembele has officially won the Ballon d'Or, and this is the worst ever Ballon d'Or history, so on and so forth. All right. A couple days later, the Nations League is on. The Ballon d'Or race is now over. Lamine Yamal, this game is going to decide the Ballon d'Or, and Lamine Yamal is going to show why he's the best player in the world. All right. So that one game was going to go and decide it. After they lost to Portugal, in 4K, HDR, 5.1 surround sound, Dolby Atmos, this guy goes and says, I don't care. Lamine Yamal is still the best player in the world. One game isn't going to change that. It's like this guy got caught literally lying, being a hypocrite in front of it. And this is like most Barca fans. Then people are going to say, it's only a Nations League. It's only a Nations League. Like, I can't believe it. Like, I hate Real Madrid, but I don't know. Barca fans is the worst community. I thought Arsenal fans were bad. Barca fans are worse. Barca fans for me are worse.
And there's so many as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's so many of them.
Every place.
It's just, the most disgusting. Yeah. I just hope that we're going to be there, the funeral for this disgusting dog mall push, the 22nd of September 2025. And the eulogy is going to be given by Ousmane Dembele's acceptance speech. I want all the Barca fans to, you know what? For that ceremony, we're going to be in a suit and tie. Suit and tie. All black. All black. Moment of silence for the Doug Mall push as well. Oh my goodness.
But that's the thing. We need to you need to make it less about Yamal not winning it, more about Dembele winning. Like at the
Oh, no,
moment,
we're
I
gonna
just
put-
want to see Dembele back. I want to see my Ballon d'Or winner. I want to prop him. And that other dude that you were talking about, he's not playing, man. I haven't seen him play. I wanted to bring this up because
Yeah,
I've
I was
seen,
actually
and
going to
this
want
would
to ask
be
you about this. Yeah.
huge. This would be huge.
Yeah.
It would
How do you
bring
feel-
so much. It would bring so much like nuance to the Champions League group stage that we haven't had before. Because what's the biggest thing for you, Junior, going into the group, the draw, the Champions League draw? For me, what's always the most important? I want a tough draw. A lot of people like disagree with me on that. They're like, "What? What?" I've said I always want the toughest draw. What's the second thing, Junior? You want teams that you haven't faced before.
True.
You're like, "Oh, we haven't faced Juventus in a while. We haven't." Yeah, and this would.
So
and
you're in
think about it,
favor
you-
of it. Would you say you're in favor of this thing where you can't face teams you faced in the previous edition?
I don't know about favorite, but I like it a lot. I think it's something new, and that's what I've been liking with this new Champions League format and so on.
I don't know. I
You
like
think it's too much?
like
Too
for
much
me
of a,
it's
like
not
restrictment?
for me it's not that. Like for me, for example, I've never liked the whole thing of, oh, you can't face like a team from your own confederation, because that always historically, that's why PSG would always get a Real Madrid, a Bayern Munich, a Barcelona, a massive team in the round of 16s, because you can't play a team from your own country, and because for most of the time you got maybe one, max two, especially bar this season, obviously, team from France. You're always gonna get one of those big teams. So I think it makes things a lot more even. This would sort of make it so. I mean, it'd be good for PSG because PSG had by far the toughest draw and whatnot. But then it also means that, like, sort of artificially, if you had like a really tough season one year, you're gonna basically guarantee to have an easier draw next year. And it's not like it removes the random, like, because currently, even though PSG going shafted, it was still, you go say it was a random draw, right? So PSG could have gotten a much easier draw as well. It's just by the luck of the draw, we got basically the toughest draw you could possibly get. But with this, it
But I
basically
don't- I don't-
guaranteed.
I don't know. It's what, 8 teams? Is it 8 teams in every pot? I still think it's gonna be different.
But like you go and you think, okay, I mean, I have to go and look at the pots and whatnot. But like Arsenal would have been one of the best teams in pot A. Same thing as Bayern. You can't, and City as well. You can't face them anymore, or whatever pots they were in. Because I think it's not just the pots; it's the teams. If you face that team in general, you can't face them again. So we couldn't face Arsenal, City, or Arsenal, City, or Bayern, because we all faced them in the group stages. Like. But we could face an Inter Milan though. That's the thing. So even though we faced them more recently, because the whole idea is to have more variety, even though an Inter Milan or an Aston Villa we played more recently than a City, we could still face them technically. There's no issues with that. So, I mean, hey, if they want to do it, it doesn't matter. We'll smack every team in regardless.
I'm trying to find. I remember I used to have one, like with all the teams, because then we could look at it. Oh, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, for next season, yeah.
So part one, we couldn't face City. We can't face Bayern. That's it. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 teams. Can't face PSG. 8. Can't face them 2. 6. And then like there's a larger likelihood of us facing Barca and Madrid, for example. Part 2, we played Arsenal. We played Atletico.
Those are arguably
Those are the
two
two
toughest
strongest
teams.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't face them.
Part 3,
You can face anybody
no
there.
PSV.
Or PSV, you can't face them.
and no Marseille.
And no Marseille.
And part 4, no Monaco. Yeah, that's it. So I think it's gonna be more around part 1 and part 2, Junior, because part 4, part 3, those are usually new teams all the time. Let's
Yeah,
not forget
true.
Spurs here. They weren't here last year. I don't think Ajax were in the UCL.
No, Napoli
Napoli
weren't
were not in the
there.
UCL. Marseille
Sports.
were not in the UCL.
Yeah,
And then Part 4, Newcastle, Bilbao, Union, Galatasaray, maybe Copenhagen. They were not in top 4 before.
yeah,
So, no, I mean, what, looking ahead, if they're going to do that, Part 2, we can't face the two toughest teams there.
yeah. It's like even like for a
So-
Barca wouldn't be able to face Dortmund. They wouldn't be able to face Bayern. Real Madrid wouldn't be able to face Liverpool.
And they play Benfica, Atalanta in the group. Can't face them. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's maximum going to be 2 teams from potentially every part. Or Part 2 and Part 1.
yeah. Interesting. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
But it's
I mean,
only
I
an
f-
ID.
I just feel like we're gonna PSG next year in the group. We're gonna face either Barca or Real Madrid. I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna happen.
I'm less with Madrid Junior if we play them in the Club World Cup. If we play them in Club World Cup, then I think it's less. Like, how can I say, the footballing Zionists wanting to push that game. But Barca PSG, I can guarantee we're gonna play in the group stage. Especially if they add this rule, this just increases the likelihood of us facing
likelihood we
Barca.
face them. Yeah. Yeah. No.
No, I could see us facing them.
I can't believe it. I can't. You see this whole disgusting, the Barca, like they've literally got me right now. They got me wanting Real Madrid to like genuinely just smack them in the next El Clasico. Just not because I want Madrid. Like after if like I'm just thinking my post game. If that were to happen, this is what I go and say. I'd say I don't know who won, but I know who lost. That's how I wouldn't even give credit. I don't know who won, but I know who lost. That's what it'd be. Just to cook Barca because they gotten way too like at least even Madrid last year. I feel like obviously they were arrogant saying club football is done and whatnot. But as we said before, like they won the Champions League. They did this. Barcelona, after what? A Europa League-esque campaign in the Champions League, getting 3 more points than they did last year, finishing just 4 points ahead of Real Madrid, one of the worst Real Madrids, like season-wise, in the last, 10 years and so on and so forth, barely beating them by 1 goal in the Copa del Rey. They're getting all this gas. I feel like Barca fans generally, like some of them might feel they had a better season this year than Real Madrid did last year. Yeah, I needed the humbled. Just to bring some balance to the universe.
Yeah. Now, as I've said, look, Barca fans, they've been big on this channel for a while. I would say ever since the Barca League. But this season, Junior, I wouldn't even say Barca fans were as annoying as they usually are. But since they lost to Inter, Junior, that's where they became annoying. It's since the Inter game. That's where the Yamal Ballon d'Or push mostly started.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, the hate towards Dembele, PSG went into an all-time. And it's basically a coping mechanism. And they're also jealous, Junior. We had their season. They thought this was the domestic treble, quadruple season. Yamal, young player of the UCL, Rafinha, player of the UCL. And we did all of that. So we basically took the season that they thought that they would get.
Honestly, this whole Barca thing, I'll go and congratulate Barca because now they made me want PSG to win this even all the more. Beforehand, obviously, I want PSG to go and win it. We're in it. I want to win now because if we win it, let's say Desiree Doué goes crazy. I want Desiree Doué to finish ahead of Lamine Dogmal in the thing just to see them mad.
Yep.
Just to see them mad. We'll be there. But I'm sure. Or probably did you mention the talk about in your recent videos about the reaction to Twitter, Lamine Yamal and like his future so on and so forth? Because even now a lot of Barca fans are going and saying like, whoa, like are getting a bit concerned because of the behavior. Yeah.
I'm someone, Junior, I would say I don't need that much evidence to come to a conclusion. That's why I was extremely early. I created Dogmal. I was maybe his first hater because he hadn't played that much football and so on. When I read that he predicted to score 1 goal versus PSG at the Parc and 1 goal at the Camp Nou, and that they would win and go through. When I read that, I was like,
Who
this is
guy?
not normal. This is not normal. People think that's where I picked up a so-called agenda. No, that's where I picked up, yo, this guy seems to be a little bit arrogant. And then I kept digging. Report after report, kept bookmarking them, made the video. When I made the video, I remember it got, I think, 3 million views on Twitter. Majority of the comments and the quote tweets was, oh, 30-year-old beefing with a 17-year-old.
Okay.
You're 30, but you're obviously 17. Everyone posted that. Basically, they were just, they didn't even watch the video, the evidence, nothing.
Yeah,
They just,
exactly.
what, Yamal arrogant? What's this guy
But
talking
this
about?
guy straight to the comments.
But now there is so much evidence that even, as you said, even Barca fans, Junior, they've like put down the sword. They're like, I'm done.
Yeah. And I think
I'm
also
done fighting and protecting him.
I think also the issue is that, like, I mean, listen, for all the, I mean, I think he's a great player. Nobody's putting into question the great player, but I think what he has to be careful of is not to go under the path of, I guess, even a Ronaldo. And like, for me, one of the reasons even why, like, growing up, I preferred Messi was the fact that Messi is like, he's humble. You don't really hear him say anything. It's only what everyone, like, when he gets riled up in the game and whatnot, where you hear, like, que mira mobile, so on and so forth, so forth. But like,
Yeah.
apart from that, he doesn't talk any smack. He doesn't do anything. He's
He
not
doesn't have
arrogant.
this celebrity persona. That's
Exactly.
what
Yeah.
like Ronaldo and Yamal have. They have this celebrity persona. They want to be in the newspapers and everything. Like
Exactly,
Lamine
yeah.
Yamal is always like tweeting, not tweeting. He's always posting or having an interview or something. Why? Because he wants everyone to talk about him. Because then if he goes to Twitter or searches his name, everyone is talking about Yamal. He loves that. He feeds into his ego.
Yeah, like again, his whole
And
thing
that's
of
not a
like,
good thing to be a football player.
yeah, because I mean, it's nice to know when you're winning, everything is going right and whatnot. But the issue, it's not that, like, Lamine Yamal can have 10 generational performances, world class performances, scoring hat tricks, so on and so forth. The one time he doesn't, the world is gonna come on him. That's the thing. Because, like, for example, that's why, like, Pedri also lost. Pedri also a Barca player. He lost that Nations League final. No one's on Pedri's head. Maybe, of course, think, oh, Vitinha is better, but
Madrid fans will always be there, but that's like strict.
that's normal stuff.
Barcelona.
But like, nobody's has anything against Pedri, because Pedri just does his thing. You don't really hear too much from him. But
Yeah.
I mean, Yamal is doing all this stuff. And also, like, just based on especially what's happened recently, it's that, like, I just with other players you can go and say, like, the entourage surrounding him, so on and so forth. Like, now I've got, like, people, Barca fans, going and saying, like, the only hope that can keep Lamine Yamal down to earth is his grandma on his dad's side, because I mean, his dad's not like the epitome of we're going to say the best role model out there. Is apparently, like, one of that model, so on and so forth, went on Spanish television, said so on and so forth, that, like, Lamine Yamal, like, pretends to live with his mother, and his mother says no girls, but apparently he actually lives alone. So there's that as well. So it's like, I don't know. Even just for the sake of football, I just hope that, like, he doesn't go and fall into this trap, because I mean, we've seen it, with players like, especially a lot of Brazilians, so on and so forth, that the fame can get to people's heads.
I
So
know.
we'll see.
It's just that a lot of these Barca fans that have been surrendering the war, they're not even blaming it on him. They're like scapegoating everyone. They're saying it's his dad's fault. For example, me in my video that I made back in February, I talked about his dad. I said that I think his dad, how he raised him and everything, made Yamal into the person he is, which is true. Like, he should take accountability when Yamal was younger. But it's like people don't want to put accountability on Yamal. Like, Yamal has to get accountability.
Yeah,
You're the
exactly.
one jeopardizing your career by prioritizing other stuff. Like, Yamal can still be, I don't know, win a Champions League final and be with Gertz. That's not the issue. Is the issue is priorities. Like, what is Yamal's priority? Is to become the best version footballer of himself, or is it to become as global celebrity as possible? Playing football and then hanging out with Neymar and then doing this and that. So, I mean, I don't care. Like, that's how Yamal wants to live his life.
Yeah, if he wants to be like that, it's fine.
But if you want to be the best, as you mentioned with Messi, and that's what made Messi so good, is he didn't care about being a celebrity and a huge ego. All he cared about was become the best football version of myself. Whilst Ronaldo, he was the jealous one. He was the insecure one. He cared about how many Ballon d'Ors he won and that he's better than Messi. Messi never did, and automatically, like most people, say Messi's better than Ronaldo now. So
Yeah.
yeah, But no, I hope he goes back for Barca. I genuinely hope that. And for Yamal.
Have you had
And
any contact with Barca more recently?
actually, no. Today he DM'd me
Mm.
about Messi. He said something about Messi for the Inter. He said like, "Oh, please, what was that? Yeah, like don't smack Messi or something if we face them or something."
I want to organize something with him. I want to get his opinion if he's still on this, dogma train or so, or if he's, admitted defeat. Yes, you see, that's why we need just at Dembouz. I need Dembouz masterclass. I just need a cheeky Dembouz hat trick, so on and so forth, to just end the debate. End the debate.
Yeah.
End the debate.
And Suit, I do agree when it comes to like ability. Messi, you could say has more natural ability, or I know he's just more ability. He's worked harder than Ronaldo or something. But you have to understand that when it comes to football or any sport or anything where you're competing against other men, this is what matters the most. It's your mentality. And Messi had a way better mentality than Ronaldo. Even though
Even just
Ronaldo,
that,
no,
like,
you know what? I'm not gonna say way, but he had it
not
better.
even. I just think
Ronaldo
the
still had a
general
greater
thing is
mentality.
that even in the court of public opinion, like, I mean, maybe this is just me, but like, I think in life, generally speaking, you like people that are humble. Like, if somebody has to go and tell you that they're great, like, when nobody's denying that Ronaldo's great, but when you go and you say, "I'm the greatest football player, the most complete football player in the world," like, even if it's
Yeah, yeah,
true, when you say it yourself, it kind of feels like, okay, like,
of course.
you don't need to force it. It's always better for somebody else to praise you, to say you are the greatest, than you to say it yourself, even though you might believe it. Like, I think Messi generally thinks he's the best player in the world, and he's allowed to think
Yeah,
that,
no,
but he doesn't
all
say
the
it.
top players need to think that in their head.
Yeah,
Like
but he
you
doesn't
gotta
say
think
it. He doesn't say it, or he doesn't boast about it. He just says, "Yeah, I think I'm good." Does that, and he goes and pushes it. I think like even Dembele. I think like if you get him in a locker private room, so on and so forth, I think I should win the Ballon d'Or. But he says he doesn't say it because I think it just looks better. You always like you in life. You like people that are humble. Sure, maybe you might for the aura, so on and so forth. That, but things like that always come to bite you. Like if Ousmane, for example, loses the Ballon d'Or, like people are going to go attack PSG fans, so on and so forth, but it's going to be like, okay, he lost, he didn't go and make a push. If Lamine Yamal loses it, or something like somebody who's always big on it, that's where it comes and goes. It's same thing with his like, because I remember saying, especially specifically after that France game, Lamine Yamal, okay, he posted that thing, he provoked France, he talked the talk, he walked the walk. Fair enough. The issue is though, I said, be careful because it's going to happen one day. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You're not going to have a good game. You're going to have a stinker. You're going to not perform. You're going to talk all that talk, and then it's going to come on to you. And it's going to come on to you double the amount that all the praise that you got. And you better be able to assume it. I better not be seeing you, turning off comments, crying, moaning, and complaining, so on and so forth. And voila,
Yeah,
it happened in the very next game.
yeah, it's a bit like Vinny. They do certain stuff on purpose that knows will create controversy, which will create headlines and clicks and everything. In that moment, you will garner a lot of fans. A lot of people will see that and be like, "Yo, who's this Yamal dude?" But a lot of people will start disliking it off you.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the first to like dislike Yamal and say negative stuff about him, and I noticed that I was the only one that said anything negative about Yamal. But now, I remember that tweet Nuno Mendes versus Yamal. Have you seen it? I think it's two black dudes. He's holding him against like a DJ.
Yeah. The
Yamal
GTA
Nuno
5
versus
one.
Yamal, and he got like crazy amount of likes, and that's when you understand
Because
Yamal is
I think also,
unlikable
especially
in
recently,
many ways, which has made people unliking.
no, I agree. I think especially recently now, I think perhaps Barca fans, because you guys they live in this bubble, I think they haven't realized that Lamine Yamal, even after those Inter times, he's like beloved. Everybody loved him, so on and so forth. But I think especially recently now with the Ballon d'Or stuff, the Barca fans pushing all this stuff as well, the comments he's made personally, the off the pitch stuff, the not shaking Ronaldo's
Yeah.
hand, leaving after the celebrations. Lamine Yamal has quickly gone and been now people don't like him nearly as much. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We will see.
I'm just seeing this from Diego Simeone. Obviously, they got knocked out today. The match against PSG ended up dooming us. Where every decision always went against us. We won 2 out of 3 matches, and sadly, we're out.
I gotta say though, I actually kind of feel for Atleti in some way because if you think about it, even going into this tournament, you would have said most likely what Atleti lose to PSG, right? And Atleti, their point is you just win your 2 games, And they've done that. They won their 2 other games. It's just that the PSG game that they lost. The thing that's really eliminated Atleti is the fact that PSG lost to Botafogo. That's what's eliminated them. Had PSG drawn, they're through. Had PSG won, obviously, they're through. So it's PSG losing themselves that's gotten knocked out Atleti. And even despite that, PSG not only go through, but go through on topping the group. So there's been, if you want to go and say no consequences for PSG, but Atletico Madrid are out.
Yeah, we just created havoc. The rest of the group. We're like, you know what? We give this 3 points to Botafogo, and then you will battle it out in the last game.
Shout out to Griezmann for the goal. Shout out to the fellow French.
Yeah. Now, what an exciting group stage. And this Club World Cup, Junior, you know, day by day, Junior, I see less Club World Cup hate tweets because people are getting emotionally connected to it. Game by game,
I agree.
they're like, yo, this Club World Cup is cooking. And we haven't even gone into the knockout stage. Now it will be match week 3, Junior. These group stage games will be, majority of them will be the best because it's a lot at stake. For example, I've looked at the groups. I've looked at the groups here. So obviously the first one here, this one isn't that big. Palmeiras or Inter Miami are gonna go through. It all depend. Both are gonna go through. It depends on first or second place. But who knows? Maybe Al Ahly do it interesting. But I don't see Porto losing to Al Ahly. This one, it's about. So Benfica will face Bayern and Boca will face Auckland. Boca, they will probably. I mean, they will win. And let's say Benfica lose. Benfica has 6 point plus in goal difference. And remember, they drew 2-2, so their head-to-head is the same.
Same, yeah. So
And then it's all about who
stat
scores
pad.
more against Auckland.
Yeah.
I think Benfica scored 6.
It was 6-0.
Yeah, so let's say Benfica lose. That's -1, so 5. So Boca needs to score 6.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Canada stat pad. So that's going to be, and both games played at the same time as well. You got to follow both games. If you're a Benfica fan, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to have Boca scored. This one is the best, though, Junior. Flamengo already through. They were the first team that were through after match week 2 only. And they're going to face LAFC, the weakest team.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Tunis. Obviously, Tunis need to win.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I guess you could still go and expect Chelsea to do it, but I mean, we'll see.
Group E, I think River Plate face Inter. Both of them could try to do a gentleman's agreement, but I don't see them doing that because Montero is sitting on 2 points. Montero gonna face Urawa Red. Urawa Red are already out. So if Montero win, they got 5 points.
Yeah, things
Well,
are definitely interesting.
Group F, Fluminense, they're basically already through. No. Dortmund will play Ulsan. So I would say they're through. Fluminense are going to play Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns have to win to go through. This group, these teams are already out. So it's going to be who tops the
finishes
group,
top.
who's the best team. And they have been, when you look at score lines, they have been the best teams so far. Juventus have
guess
looked really good.
I
Both
agree.
scored 8.
I think the only thing is, that's what I was asked on my stream, who's been the best team in the Club World Cup. And obviously you could go and you could say Juve, you could say City, but you have to take into account, with all due respect to the teams that they face, that they haven't faced the stiffest opposition. So, even though, PSG lost to, Botafogo are the Copa de Libertadores holders, right? So it's a big team. Whereas, so it's tough.
That's why I wanted us to stat pad a bit more in this game. Because then you can say, we beat Atleti 4-0, we beat Seattle 4-0, and then, we had that
Fugazi
hiccup versus Botafogo.
Yeah.
And then this last group, Madrid going to play Salzburg, Al Hilal Pachuca, Madrid. Yeah. Al Hilal need to win their game. They are in a bit of a tricky situation. They need Madrid to beat Salzburg, and they need to beat Pachuca, who are already out. So.
Yeah.
And then we'll go into the knockout stages.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to talk about, I don't know. I've seen a lot. I was listening to the ESPN, the Gavin Jules podcast, and a lot of people are going saying, oh, people are counting this as a preseason tournament, and that's why teams. It's I can understand how the teams, they're resting players because there's been a long season, but I'm so like I don't know how people are considering this a preseason tournament. This tournament is happening at the same time as a World Cup or Euros would happen, and nobody's ever gone and told me that the Euros is a preseason tournament. I've always seen the Euros or the World Cup as an end of season thing. So I don't understand. Like, are you trying to make an excuse for European teams? It's an end. Like, they played. Okay, maybe you'd add. Okay, the one difference is the Nations League games in between then, but bar that, even if you want to go and use those Nations League games, typically before Euros or World Cup, oftentimes they'll have a couple like friendlies in between going into those competitions, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's just any old regular season, end of season, tournament on like a Euros, like a World Cup, etc., so on and so forth. So I don't get it. I just think European teams have underperforming and they've underestimated South American teams and specifically Brazilian teams.
Yeah, I'm looking for a picture that will tie in with everything you said. Here we go. Games played
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
last 12 months. So, no, I think it's actually all the people that do those excuses, Junior, is the Eurocentric people that, for example, you, Junior, you had like an opinion about like Europe, and then you saw that. What your opinion changed because of the
Yeah.
facts in front of you. But they're so ignorant and arrogant. They're like, no way Flamengo beats Chelsea. Well, they have the squad value of 30 million. Chelsea's 1 billion. That doesn't make any sense. Well, that's when you understand the valuations have a lot to do with PR.
PR playing in Europe, like inflated, like
Yeah.
it's like in the prem taxes as well, European tax.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. For me, for example, I did rate the teams outside of Europe, but not to this extent. Even I'm surprised. I'm surprised Flamengo beat Chelsea, Botafogo beat PSG. Like Flamengo, Botafogo, Fluminense, Palmeiras have played the most games coming into this tournament, and they're all sitting first in their group.
Okay, no longer Botafogo.
Oh no,
though.
Botafogo battled.
Yeah.
Battled it.
But obviously they're playing the best team in the world, so there's an excuse.
yeah.
There's an excuse.
So, or it's an equal point as the best team in the world.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why they keep doing those lame excuses. Like even the Barca fans, I think they have steadily also started stopping that. At the moment, they're just waiting for Madrid or PSG to get knocked out. That's when they will celebrate.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Oh, dang. I can't believe how big a PSG Barca. That is like, I think, who do you think that Barca fans hate more, Atletico Madrid or PSG?
Oh,
Obviously,
PSG.
Real Madrid. Really?
Yeah, I don't even think they hate Atletico.
Dang. All right. Fair enough.
I think maybe their coaching style that Atletico play in an aggressive way, but strictly like as a rival in Spain. No, they hate Espanyol more.
Right. Just hope Usman. I just want to see Usman. It's been so long without seeing the best player in the world. At least you see those shimmies. Usman, what a player, man! What a player. But yeah, the more that I keep seeing the thing is, I'm saying it now. I don't think people are quite ready for the propaganda, the PRP. Like Nasser's gonna push this thing till people are sick of it. Like I've even been seeing on Instagram, Ligue 1's their official Instagram page, they're showing Dembu's goals, so on and so forth, the dribbling stats. This has at this point, I'm saying as soon as Barca fans they push this disgusting dogma thing, I'm saying everything's on the table. Everything's on the table. Not only am I going to be pushing Ousmane Dembele, obviously number one, Hakimi as well, Vitinha, but we're going to be pushing down I typically want to be gentlemen, so on and so forth. Like when people go on, discredit, Dembele plays in the Ligue 1, all this stuff, so on and so forth, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. We're going to go and do the same thing with Barca. Europa League campaign. And even on this whole thing, I saw this, the comment, the narrative that Ousmane Dembele, where was he before 2025, etc., so on and so forth. I'm sure you probably have seen it as well. But it's if you look at non-penalty XG per 90 in the top 5 leagues this season, Dembele overall total of the season is number one, or is of the Ballon d'Or ranked players, so on and so forth, the ones that can win the Ballon d'Or. Dembele has an XG non-penalty XG per 90 of 1.09. Dembele before January is ahead of everybody else still with an XG of 0.91. Ahead of Mbappe, ahead of Salah, ahead of Rafinha, ahead of Yamal. Non-penalty XG Dembele before January as a winger.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this narrative that Dembele only started. He had a period, yes, from October to November, where he was in a down form of form. But apart from that, he's been good. Dembele.
And Junior, like I don't, I haven't like I don't even talk Ballon d'Or that much anymore. Like it's over. Like the recent video I made about it was like I went through. Oh, I can actually show.
You went through the oh my goodness, that website, the betting, the odds one. Oh, I can't remember the Poly Market. There you go.
And
Looking at historically.
I mean, the only thing I don't like when I saw this was you see this push Yamal got here, like how he just went up immediately. Then here, what was this? Yeah, this was after UCL final. Look, Dembele got the gap, and then for some reason it closed here. Then Dembele went back up again.
That would have been the Nations League, would it not? Yeah, Nations League.
No, isn't this Nations League? I'm talking about here. Look how close they were here.
What date is that? What date is that?
What?
What's going on with their graph?
What this is? Yeah, what?
Yeah, why does it say June?
No, this is May period, but we're not going that. It says June. Maybe it's glitchy then.
Yeah, maybe try refreshing the
that
page. Maybe it's gonna do.
No, because I saw the same thing last time I did the. But it says June 6th, so it's probably what it's supposed to be here exactly. Okay. But then you see here, I know it's still a gap between, but you see the Nations League, they
made
Nations
this
League
thing.
hype, man.
Yeah, no, it's the most disgusting push. I can't wait for this to be over, man. It's
So
already
this is
over.
what people think. So this is what people think, because these are like bettors. They're like, oh, I gotta bet on him now. I gotta take our money. I don't know how it works, but
They're just betting odds. There was the same thing for the U.S. presidential elections as well. The betting market got it correct for that. But,
was it by a large margin? Or was it basically as close as the actual voting?
well, I think most people had like Donald Trump winning by not like crazy, not clear, but they had by a decent majority of it. So I don't know. Maybe the betting things are going to be a better indication. We'll see.
I want to see. Do you think they have
The last year's Ballon d'Or? No.
So it's only like current relevant things.
It's only
they have
recently I've
something
been
with-
seeing these things like betting for things like this.
They have Club World Cup. Do they have?
That's per group. And have per game as well.
Okay.
You're looking for the winner.
Yeah, but I've seen they have the Golden Ball. How could they have? How could they not have overall winner?
Maybe type it in. FIFA World Cup winner. Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
PSG.
let's go. June 20th.
Go
How
back. Further, I want to see when did things change for PSG? Like when did it go in our favor?
Here we went down.
That was the Atletico game or Botafogo most likely. I'm guessing. Like
June
even you look
20.
back, like even
Yeah,
look,
that was
you look,
Bota.
you see June after that, we won the Champions League. We were still not first. June 1st.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe no. I'm gonna be nice to them. Maybe the betters, in the beginning, they thought it was fair and even. PSG at first, but everyone close. But then, bomb Atletico happened, and we just surged up. Botafogo went down, but we're still the clear favorite.
But even before, like look at the disgusting Madrid PR. Look at like to June 1st. Like cuz at the beginning, yeah, this is okay, you obviously, the Champions League final hadn't happened, but even June 1st, you go and you look, PSG are just second. They're still behind Madrid.
It's satanic. It's genuinely satanic.
Like I had
I
a
mean, they
Barca fan
had some.
going and saying, people going and saying, you got Barca fans arguing, oh no, Madrid's PR is more disgusting, so on and so forth. I mean, like both PRs are disgusting at this point, man.
Yeah. Top scorer. Olise first. Kane second. Barcola. What?
Barcola. Okay. Is the Barcola push like recent or?
Wait, what's going on? Yeah, I have no clue how Barcola is there. He doesn't even have a single goal.
He's only ever come off the bench.
I mean, he got an
did you-
assist today.
Yeah. What did you make of his performance today?
Very, very good, very good. I think he was a bit easy. Seattle had nothing to play for. There were acres of
Yeah.
space, but I loved, and that's one thing I remember we started seeing ever since the Rennes Coupe de France final game, the dribbling from Barcola.
Yeah.
Like he was dribbling more. Love that, love that.
What do you think of Dewey's performance today?
Disgusting, man.
Really? You thought it was disgusting?
Yeah, he needs to be serious. He needs to be serious.
I
Like, first
thought-
of all, he should have had at least one goal. Great opportunity. Takes.
With
He
that
had
left
two
foot.
good opportunities in the box, and then he's just overdoing it sometimes.
I
He's
thought,
just overdoing
I
it.
would agree he's still over there, but I thought like if you go and I thought today he did a lot. He was a lot less flashy. Obviously, he's still doing it. Sometimes taking too many touches, but I mean, you think of for the second goal, that's his through ball. It's a great through ball for Barcola to begin with.
Yeah.
He has the 1-2 on that left foot. I thought because I mean, I'm not gonna go and say this should be credence for everything, but I think in terms of like the overall rating on FOTMOB, for example, he's the second highest rating behind Hakimi. I thought he was okay today. I thought he's pretty good. A massive step up from his previous performance. I don't think he was trying unnecessary skills. Obviously, just because of the type of player he is, you're not gonna be able to successfully dribble past every single time. But he had the most dribbles. He won the most duels. He was coming back defensively. I thought he had a cheeky performance today.
Okay. No, I do remember the tracking back. But I gave him a really low rating in match rating. That's just the feeling I finished the game with.
Really?
I know. I think this game should have been way better. And it's not just this game. It's this entire group stage. I thought this group stage, especially with Dembele missing, I said Due and Kvara are gonna cook. For me, that was an easy prediction. Kvara is cooked. Even in the Botafogo game, he was probably still our best player.
But like, would you say
So,
Cavaro was
I
better
just
than
have really
Due
high
today?
expectations on Due. Like we saw what Due did in the UCL final, and now he can't hack it versus Seattle and Botafogo and Atletico.
Well, I'd say
So-
would you say who was better between him and Cavara today?
Oh, easily Kvara.
I would
For
disagree.
me, Kvara
Like-
basically all the 3 games he's been man of the match, but he gets subbed off early, so then he goes to like Vitinho or Hakimi.
Today, he came up from 64th minute. Dewey came up from the 83rd. Like Dewey today completed 5 dribbles, the most, had the most tackles, won the most duels. I think he had cheeky performance. Like obviously at times he'll go and lose the ball and whatnot. Like I remember there was one time in the second half he went and tried
Okay,
to do his
who's
skill
better,
dribble.
Due or Yamal?
Dewey this season.
No, who's a better football player?
Currently, Yamal.
Okay, you think Yamal? No, I think Due is better.
A better interesting
I have-
footballer.
Yeah, I have a very high standard of because I know Due.
Okay.
I know Due. And in these games, what's happening, because a little bit of the same happens with Yamal Jr. If you watch Yamal in La Liga games where he's playing against a mid-table club or a lower team club, he's trying some fucking weird stuff. A bunch of those Fugazi Travelas. He's overdoing everything. His decision making isn't good. He's not scoring goals. He's not assisting. That's how I feel sometimes these games for Due, or maybe this Club World Cup. Actually, the Atletico game, he was still good. It's just I thought he would be better.
I just think it's the
and
Botafogo
this one,
game.
I feel like Due is just like
No, I think
what are
even
you
today,
doing,
like
man?
you
Like
look
today,
at.
huge chance, takes an extra touch, takes. An
Oh, okay.
extra
On that
touch.
one, I thought at first, like you, that he probably could have shot in first time, but he took a touch. He was composed, and I think it's a good block there on the line there. Like obviously he should be scoring and should be doing better, but it's not like, for example, his miss against Salzburg. If you remember in the Champions League, you remember that one
No,
with the wide open net.
No, I remember. It just, I think Due could potentially be,
Yeah, no, I get it. You have really high expectations of him. So
if he just doesn't, man,
like, I just think for
So-
me, I think it's
it's
just
a
like-
mentality thing. He's just a bit younger, and
Yeah. No, I think Dewey, well, unlike him, I think he's actually got like he's we've seen like him, especially at the beginning of the season where things were going a bit worse.
Yeah.
Like I think he's somebody who can actually take criticism and improve. Like if Lucha goes and sees like, because I remember especially in that Botafogo game, he tried to in the first half it worked off where he did like a back heel flick to Hakimi. He tried it in the second half, it didn't work, and he subsequently lost the ball for the throw in. And Hakimi's looking at him like, buddy, what are you doing? I think that Lucha would have gone and told him, and I think he's humble enough to go and say, okay, my bad, I wasn't good enough, and he'll go and improve on that. And today, even though, okay, there was still some, in French we say judicial technique, it was like losing, scrappy balls. But I remember, especially in the second half, there was one he lost to try to do a skill, went back and got the ball immediately after. So that's one thing I like the way.
no, that is true. That is true.
Yeah,
I like that.
so
hustle.
he hustles. I think that's the biggest difference between us. That's Kvara and whatnot. They fight back. Same thing with Barcola. It's good.
No, it just I want to be for Due what Barca fans were not for Yamal, which is
So what you
just,
so when you think like
just have
Dewey's
a
a
high
better footballer, as in do you think what like he will be better, or like do you think his intrinsically
no. I
potential?
I think Due impacts the game better than Yamal. I think one big thing, like Yamal, he's already in terms of physicality for a winger, he's very tall and strong. But Due has insane physicality,
Oh yeah, he's very
genuinely
nice.
insane physicality.
Yeah.
And I think next season, when we start playing him in central areas, that's when he will cook. Because think about it, when you're playing on the wing against a fullback, the fullback majority of the time knows you want to get in behind him. When it's midfielders, it's not the same. And usually midfielders, they're not as athletic and as physical and as fast. So I think Due will cook midfielders even better. I think Due next season could be absolutely insane. So no, I just think he can impact the game better. Like I watch a lot of Lamine Yamal, and one thing a lot of people don't mention about him is how inconsistent he is. I do agree that in big games he turns up. That's something I do prop Yamal for him. But when it comes to overall the season, he's very inconsistent. There's a reason Yamal has how many La Liga goals?
9 goals.
9. There's a reason for that.
I mean, I
think
think he's
about it,
only
this
got
Barca team. This Barca team. How many goals did this Barca team score?
100 and over 100. I know for sure.
So only in the league they scored 102 goals. So this was a really high goal scoring team, and Yamal still only managed to get 9 goals. That was majority for his inconsistency. A lot of games where he just pulls up, he thinks he can do Travella and it will be an assist, and 4-3-3 will prop him and everything. So these players, if we take both him and Due, I think there has to be a mentality where you want to be amazing in every single game, not just the big stage. Because it's clear that Due and Yamal, when it comes to the big stage, that's where they want to cook, which is a great thing. You always want to cook in the big games, but you also want to cook in the irrelevant games. That's why I'm confident for Due in the knockout stages, Junior. I think he will be better because he will care more automatically. I just want him to care about all games. Like
Interesting.
Dembele. Even Dembele, sometimes I see it with him, Junior. When we play a Ligue 1 game, especially when he comes off the bench. Dembele-
Yeah, he's had a few disaster
Dembele
classes
nightmare.
himself. Yeah. No, but like the funny thing is, like Yamal's only got 3 more goals this season for club at least than Desiree Doué, but he's played over
1,800.
definitely. Yeah. significantly more minutes than he has. So I think it's like what? So he's played 4,553 minutes. Desiree Doué's played 3,261. That's a difference of 1,300 minutes, which is equivalent to 14 more games. 14 more games. I mean, I don't want to call me crazy more. People can say, maybe not in terms of assists, you wouldn't have beat him, but certainly in terms of goals. I think if Dewey had played 14 more games, he would have scored more goals than Lamine Yamal. At this point, you can't use
It's 9 goals from 144 shots.
Yeah, he's one of the most inefficient players in the world. Yeah. Interesting. Look, we need Dewey to cook. I want Dewey to finish the season off with more goals than Dogmal, to push the agendas, push the narratives. Like we need. I just want everybody to cook. Continue. That's why I just want stat pad sessions every single game. Hopefully, obviously, football can't be like that, but because I remember, especially Barca Boy was going because he was going and saying that before the because this would have been before the final. He said, "Oh, like this year there was a potential for a full Barca podium on the Ballon d'Or list." Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I guess it's possible, but I'm like, okay, I could also say PSG could do the same. He's like, oh no, that could never happen. There's like 1 in a million chance that it will never happen. Well, I just want it to happen. I want to see what he has to say. Because obviously, number 1 spot, obviously Ousmane Dembele. Number 2, that's what I think. Like for me, I still have Rafinha there, but if PSG win the Club World Cup, I think you get knocked down. I think Vitinha could go ahead of him. I think Hakimi for me should go ahead of him. Even Nuno Mendes, people like that can go ahead of him potentially. We'll see. We will see.
Brother, Junior will be here next Sunday. Messi's funeral.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens first and foremost. But most likely, yeah. Like, are you gonna stream the game or are you going to bed? Or are you just gonna watch the game?
Oh, the Inter Miami now?
Yeah.
No, probably not. I'm getting a bit tired, man. Probably not. And it's how can I say? Our 2 games were way more exciting. Their games is just who's gonna come first. Obviously, who we're gonna play against. Well, I'll wake up to them instead.
So you're not even gonna watch the game. You're just gonna go straight to sleep.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if I don't sleep, if I can't sleep, I'll obviously watch it on the side, bro.
Fair enough. I'll try to watch the game, but I might sleep.
Yeah, if you watch the game, you will have like a good picture of how bad Inter Miami.
Oh no, I've seen them. They're not great.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Wait. Before we end it, I remember I predicted this, and now a report about it came out. Breaking: FIFA's analyzing the possibility of playing the Club World Cup every 2 years.
Oh yeah, I knew that was gonna come. I mean,
okay, this is not good. This is not because I like that the Club World Cup was every 4 years.
Yeah, same.
And we like that the World Cup is every 4 years and the Euros because it's the hype, the excitement is different.
On top of then also
they're just saying it's a money grab because then it will be every 1 season.
Yeah, every single it's too much. Yeah, like I mean, unless they do. No, not under this current format, especially because now they've potentially thought. I've heard of potential expanding it to 48 teams and having more teams from Europe and so on and so forth. It's like because I mean I know we keep hearing, but then there's also fixture congestion. Like you think of something like Hakimi. Last year you had your full season. You then went to the Olympics. You played that. You then start the season. You play all of that. Okay, obviously he doesn't have Nations League, but it's just at some point. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. And also, yeah, as you said, it just cheapens the amount of games too. And even if you expand the Club World Cup with more teams and whatnot, at some point, if you have a PSG Barca basically once every year, all the time, it's gonna make it Obviously, it's still gonna be big, but it's gonna make it a bit less special every single
Yeah.
time. So, dang.
No, what they're doing is they're doing a lot because they want money.
Yeah, I think it's a pissing
want money.
competition between them and UEFA. I think that's all because they don't like
That
each
too.
other.
That too. Because the World Cup is every 4 years,
Yeah,
and they have like the other stuff too. So they have to wait. They want something that can compete against the UCL every single season. You play
Yeah.
UCL in the season, Club World Cup in the summer.
yeah, it'd be. Let's see. Yeah, no,
Alright.
it's been a good watch. It's been a good watch.
Junior, DJ, pleasure as usual,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Absolutely. See ya.
All right,
Easy.
take care, man. Peace. All right, then, people. That's me from boy PSG Int. To the 84 people that are watching, we finished first in the group. Hopefully, we finish Pessy and can humiliate him. But yeah, hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this podcast. Once again, I appreciate the support and the love a lot. We're closing in on 30K. Special moment for this YouTube channel. Special moment for me. Just a special moment. But yeah, hopefully, you guys have enjoyed the live watch along previously. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this post match podcast. And as usual, ale ale.